Hey, it's your girl Neek, and on this session of Neek Speaks, I'm going to share my experience, thoughts, and perspective on Findom. Let's get into it. So, Findom, what is that? You say. If you don't already know, Findom is a form of sex work that basically stands for financial domination. It basically falls under the umbrella of, female dominatrix, female dominant, right? It basically falls under that kink, right? It's basically a kink where men be basically dominate men financially, and they consent to it, right? Amazing concept, right? Golden, right? Which is why I pursued it, because it's just like, oh yeah. At the time, I was like, oh yeah, that's something that I definitely want to get into. Like, I know that the girl can be, pretty successful in that, right? But the universe said, yeah, no. The universe said, yeah, no, this avenue is not quite for you. A little bit of a disclaimer here. I am sharing my experience and my perspective. Okay? Emphasis on mine. Okay? Remember, I always encourage you, ladies. I always encourage you all to think for yourself. I do encourage you to try Findom if you are interested, if you feel led, because your experience may not be my experience. Okay? There are a plethora of successful DOMs in that industry, and I tip my wig off to them because they're doing a damn thing. Okay? And later in this video, I'm going to share a Dom that actually introduced me to Findom, who I have much respect for. And she has a really great platform. And she offers a lot of great things for new Dom. She's a good teacher, mentor. She does a damn thing. Okay, she's like, yeah, she's that girl when it comes to Findom. So anyway, my experience with Findom was it was okay. I guess you could say it was a tad wee bit disappointing. Um it was disappointing, but it was also pretty irritating too. Having to like engage with the subs, which are basically men, despicables, and having to like appease them and having them come in your DM to say, hey, I want to serve you, and then they just don't follow through with them being the role of a sub, especially like the fin subs. So a lot of DOMs have a tribute to where a sub has to send a certain amount of money, whatever amount that is, to even send a Dom a message, to even talk to a Dom. And a lot of subs don't really be doing that for real, right? And it's just annoying, like for them to be like, you talking to them and you thinking like, okay, this could potentially be a client of mine, and then they go ghost, or they just act fucking dumb. Excuse me. They go ghost or they act dumb. For me, it was just really irritating, because it's just like, if you want to give me some money or you're not, like, I don't got time to sit here and and play these type of games with you, right? I really don't. um I really don't. The thing that really irritates me is that you as a Dom are literally doing what you're supposed to do as a Dom. You're being consistent with your content, you're tweeting, you're posting, you got your aesthetic, you're investing in camera equipment, lingerie, all the things, kink toys, all the things that you need, to be a Dom, right? All the things you're investing in all these things, and you're really in the role of that and putting time and energy and effort into that. And here comes some raggedy ass subs who want to claim that they're subs. Here they come, not not reciprocating the energy. It's like, hey, if I'm going to play the role of being like this is role play here. This is a kink here. If I'm going to play the role of a dom, you need to do what you're supposed to do as a sub if you want to call yourself a sub. And you come across a lot of despicables, a lot of men who want to be subs or claim they subs, but they just sit there and waste your damn time. And for me, that's just very irritating. And you do have some subs who really is about that life, and of course, those are the ones that you want to attract. Even as you being a successful dom, I think you're still going to come across those subs who are not really subs, who do a very poor job at playing their role. But there are subs who, like I said, are about that life. That was the most irritating part for me, because it's just like I personally just don't have the patience for that, because it's just like it's all or nothing. If you're gonna play along here, if you're gonna play your role here, we're gonna do business, or you can exit stage left. Try not to use profanity. You can exit stage left. Okay, leave me alone. Blocked. So yeah, that part. And now I only pursued that profession for a good 6 months, right? I invested I invested the time, I invested, my energy, classes and different resources to help me be successful in Findom. The girl is like naturally, I'm naturally in tune with my sexuality. I naturally exude sex appeal, right? So for me, that really comes second nature to the girl. I mean, look at the material. It really comes second nature to the girl. So yes, that is a part of it. Really expressing yourself sexually, and all the things. But let me make it very clear. Findom is work. Okay? Findom is work. Findom has become like pretty popular, especially like on like TikTok or Instagram. They have the girl that's just like, oh yeah, all you have to do is make an OnlyFans and do this and do this, and men will literally give you money just to be a spoiled brat. Like they simplify so much, and I would like women to understand that it is work. Okay, it's not that simple, especially for new doms, right? It takes time for you to figure out what type of dom you want to be, as far as your branding. Do you want to be bready? Do you want to be sadistic? So there are things that come with that. You have to figure out how you're going to market yourself. You have to figure out your aesthetic, figure out what type of subs you want to attract. And it's a plethora of things, but you have to be consistent with your content. You have to be creative with your content, and you just have to be consistent in order for you to attract said subs. Not only are you building a social, building a brand on social media, you got to get out in the field. Okay, you got to get out in the field, go to these cigar lounges and these hotel bars and these places where you will find wealthy men. Like you gotta put in the work to do that. So it's not just, oh, I'm a spoiled brat, send me money, loser. You know, all the little stuff that all the stuff that the doms do. I really only had like one sub who actually like sent me money. It wasn't a lot of money. It was like, a couple dollars, $20, $30. I did like set up a date, and we discussed like, what we were looking for in this dom sub relationship. And ultimately, I had to block his ass because he wanted me to do a session that I wasn't comfortable with. And the way in which he wanted me to do the session, I wasn't comfortable with. There's that. And then I had another sub to where definitely didn't make no money off him. His form of payment was him being used for content, so I can make content. Um, and ladies, if you dig deep enough into my links, you can find my content, my Findom content. You can, if you dig deep enough, if you're interested, because I still kept it up, because it's just like I put energy and time and effort, into into being a dom. I just wanted to still document my footprint in that realm of S work. Right. Um, so November, I decided to take a basically a detox from the world. I decided to go into Phoenix mode because the girl had to figure some things out. Think of a master plan to rebuild her life, right? And social media was like a big distraction for me, so I decided to take a break from that. And 4 days in, Spirit revealed to me that Findom is not meant for me. And initially, I was very upset. Initially, I was very upset because it's just like I have birthed this persona. Her name is Vibe, the mistress. I birthed this persona just for her to go to waste, like just for her to just wither away. And I'm like, no, is no way. So after so after, I process, after I allow myself to feel, my emotions, allow myself to process, I came to the conclusion that persona didn't necessarily have to be put to rest and have to die. I just had to take a different approach, right? With that persona. Um, Being a Dom just wasn't the path for her. Okay. So the girl is taking another path that resonates more with me. And what I mean by that is, in a nutshell, essentially, you are dependent on men for money with Femdom. Findom. That's my perspective. That's like basically how I see it. Though technically you're not asking men for money, technically as the role of a dom is to dominate, is to demand. It's like you don't ask men, ask men for money as a dom. Like you manipulate them into giving it to you consensually. Like they literally want to be manipulated. It's all consensual. The way my perspective of men is set up, the way in which I feel about men, and the way in which I am hyper independent, Findom was not authentic to me because I essentially have to not only depend on men for money, I have to low key be of service to men for them to give me money. And the girl does not, under any circumstances, want to be in a position, not even remotely close to being of service to men in any type of way. Absolutely not. And what I mean by that is, in Findom, you have like services or sessions that you offer, different kink sessions that you offer. These subs pay for these sessions, but technically you still have to offer the sessions for them to give you the money. And that's just one way that you can get money from subs, right? The sessions that I was offering were pretty like pretty light. I was offering mostly worship sessions, right? Because there's like a billion kinks out there, but I was more so offering like stuff that I was comfortable with. Like if you get into Findom, only offer sessions that you're comfortable with, right? Honestly, I didn't even want to do that. Like honestly, like I didn't even want to look at these subs. I didn't want to be in the same room with them. I didn't want them to touch me. I didn't want to touch them. I didn't want to see their parts, despicable parts. No, no thanks. Not for me. Like I honestly just wanted to just manipulate, not manipulate. Well, yeah, manipulate and just dominate men specifically for money. But even as a Findom, you still, there are sessions that you want to offer to your subs. That's just how the game go. It was a big no for me because I don't want to be of service to men in any form or fashion. Okay, that's just not authentic to me. That's basically basically my perspective and my brief experience in Findom. The Dom that I highly recommend that you follow if you're interested in this profession is Mistress Marley, the one and only. I'm going to tag her socials and things below. Go ahead and tap in with her. She's very successful. She's helped other women be successful. So that's why I highly recommend her. I love that she offers so much help and advice, and she does all types of events. She's that girl. She's that girl when it comes to Findom. So definitely check out Mistress Marley. Okay. Other than that, ladies, leave your comments below. Anything you want to share if you've experienced Findom or any advice you want to give to the girlies who are interested, please leave your comments below. Like, share, subscribe, all the things. I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I'll catch y'all on the flip side, okay? Bye.